Hi everyone. So hello again for on the Helm stream. With Antoine, we will present. We will code tonight for some SQL parser. So as a follow up of the last week session. So basically, as an introduction, I wanted to highlight why we are doing that. So let me just show you my screen. So if we are doing the SQL parser because basically I'm building Azimit, which is a website to allow you to dig into your database schema. So basically, the concept is quite simple. You have your database schema and you can dig into it. So basically, if you look at it, you can have you can take an example. For example, for GoSpeak, you can get your schema, and then once you have your schema parsed, you can look at some tables and follow some relation and see what's the incoming table to this. So that's why we need to do this schema parser. So basically, last week we did a lot of things with Teresa. We started with a create table. So we did a very basic create table with just a name and a few columns. So we parsed it into this type. Then we extended with a bit of new thing. For example, the if not exists and the public with the schema thing, having some code around the column names with the not new, the primary key also, and having some types with space. So basically, we didn't do that, and I improved a little bit the parser just after the stream. So I managed to parse some types with a space inside, and also I did the default keyword. So basically, this is what we did, and I will show you a little bit what it looks like. I also did a few more tests with more basic things. So the smaller parser. So if we look at the create table, we have this create table parser. So we start with a create table, then we can have some space, and then maybe either nothing or if not exist, and then we have a parser which parse table ref. So basically the table ref it's something with either a schema or not. So at the end of the stream, it didn't work well. So I had to fix it because it worked only with the schema and not with an optional schema. So now it's fixed. So basically, the thing is, I have to parse something a value and then an optional value. So just schema name parser always, and then sometimes a parser, and basically switch them. So if I have always something in the schema name, I put it in the table name. If the table name is empty, and then if I have both, I just keep both. Basically, they just use behind the scene another parser which is identifier. So basically, I splitted everything we put in the create table into several files. So we have the create table file with the biggest parsers. We have the basic file, which is basically all the basic elements we can find in the SQL dialect. So for example, the table ref, schema name, name, column type also, and a lot of things we can have in many places. And then we have something I call parser. I put it in the lib folder. It's just basically an extra some extra thing for the parser. So basically, parsing some identifier, which is a name without some dots, comma, parentheses, something like that. A quoted parser also. So basically, if you start with a quote and you have the start and the end quote, and you take everything inside, and a few other one. So basically, is space and not space. So just to be a little bit more friendly. So that's it. The interesting parts are, of course, the columns parser. So basically, we used a sequence, which was recommended by some viewer. So we didn't want it to do that. Up. Yeah. So we did the column parser. So this is a sequence. So starting with the parentheses, then we have a few columns separated with a comma, and then the last parenthesis. We have no trailing comma, and yeah, basically we have some space between. The columns parser is quite complicated because we can have many things into a column. So we have obviously the name and the type, but after that we have not null. We may have some primary key, and we may have also the default value and maybe other thing. So we will probably extend this one during this session. And on the basic part, things are pretty easy. The table name, we may have some brackets around it, or just the identifier. For the column, we may have a different code, different kind of codes, and then the identifier. And basically, one thing we struggled at the end of the last stream is to parse types with some space, and Evan recommended to have just some special cases to handle them. So basically that's what I did. So we have either just an identifier for simple type with no space inside, but otherwise we may have some special types like bit varying, character varying, double precision, or numeric that can be parsed. So basically the custom column type parser is just we take the symbol and then we pass the value inside. So because most of them have parentheses and numbers, so basically we may have just one number with a bit varying or the character varying, but we may have also either nothing or even two numbers for the numeric thing. So basically that's what I pass here. The nothing we have nothing. For the number we have one parenthesis, so we have some space, a parenthesis, then some space, an integer, some space, and the symbol. So, and the same thing for the number, but with two integers. So basically that's the interesting part. The other thing that's quite similar, so we have just a not null, so it will be true or false if it's present. Same thing for the primary key, but basically we may have to extend the primary key to have a primary key name, so we don't have it right now, and we will extend it today. And same thing for the default value. We have the default keyword, but after we have some value, which is a default value. And basically it's a bit complicated because we may have some thing into the code. So for example, we have a string quoted, or we may have directly a value, for example, an integer. So basically for me it's just an identifier, so something with no space inside. And after this value, we may have the type of the value. So because the value may be typed, so we have the double semicolon and then some value inside. So basically, if you look at all the tests I had, so we may have this harder to parse thing. So with the default value and then the type. So basically, as you saw, the parser is very basic for now. So it works on most cases and basically in every test, but not still not perfect. That we may extend it later. So now I did the recap. Maybe Antoine, you want to present you a little bit, and we may start just after.
Yeah, hi. Nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Antoine, and I've been working on Elm for 2 years at least now, and really enjoying it. Also developing an interest for parsers, and I've been playing a little bit around with the Elm parser library. So I'm really glad to be here tonight. Yeah, and I hope I can be useful.
Yeah. Yes, thanks Antoine. Very happy you are here. And probably you will help me a lot tonight. And hopefully I will not be too lost. So what I'm proposing is something so it's to continue. So basically here I have a much complex create table, but
Yeah.
we don't want to just dig inside it because we will have a lot of things to do. What we can do is just copy just create a new test with just only one thing at a time. So like we did with Teresa last time. So basically we have this work in progress and we'll do some watch. So
then we can add little by little.
Yeah.
That's really okay. Yeah, that's great.
So
Otherwise, the error message would be too complicated. It would be
and we'll have everything read. So hello James, welcome. Maybe I will just not do the skip, but I will do only. So not all the project tests we run from test. So basically it should pass. Yeah, so it's passed one test. So what we can add from this part? So maybe we can add the user, so the table name. So I think this should work. So it's of course it's not working because I have to change the expecting value. Still not working. What's the problem? Unexpected char.
I don't see the error message. If you can show me.
You don't see the error message. You don't see the console.
Okay, just try the console then.
You don't see the console.
I will find it, please.
Okay. But basically, it should be at the bottom of the editor. You may have some to-do problems. And
yeah,
console.
I see it now. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm very used to IntelliJ better now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Cool. So let's do a watch and test. Watch.
Right. Perfect.
So now we have a problem on 14 column. In column 14, so basically it's just there. So we don't handle the bracket for the create table. I thought we would, but basically if on the table ref parser and then here, oh yeah, because we pass the schema parser and not the table name, because basically we start with the schema and then we switch both, so we should have this quoted also, or the identifier. I think it should be fine. Okay.
Good, incomplete, but yes, still.
Yeah, it will always be incomplete.
I like the fact that you have like incomplete, like a warning that there is an only somewhere or a skip. and it doesn't behave the same way when you run all tests.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a very nice thing from Elm, and basically that's the only language where I saw that. But yeah, I really like the incomplete thing, and yeah, it's also safe because it was test only, and
yeah.
yeah, don't have to skip tests. Just command them if you don't want them. So what do we have? We can create the bracket thing around the column, but maybe this could work.
It's already supported. You have the column name parser.
Yeah, yeah, I have the column name parser, and but basically I don't have this part. The column name yeah, this one is column parser, but I have the column name parser just here. Column name parser, and have every version, and also this one.
Yeah.
Antoine, I think you can follow me if you click on the bubble on top of the.
That's nice.
So if you click on the bubble, you will follow my cursor, and then you can click again to stop following. Will probably be easier for you.
Okay. I was trying to follow you. It was so hard. Where's he going? Where's he going?
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm like, yeah, that's going to be fun. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. So next thing, I think it will be harder. This one is to have the int identity type. So it's not handled for now. So maybe.
Is it? I'm sorry because you're probably much better in SQL than me. But int identity is like a type by itself.
Yeah, I don't remember from which dialect is it, but yeah, I had some. Yeah, but we discussed a little bit before the stream, and basically SQL has very variants. And for this parser, I want to be quite permissive because when I use it on the Azimut parts, people will upload their schema. They don't want to be stuck on little error, on little unknown thing. So basically, I want to take everything I can to
As exhaustive as possible.
Yeah, and even if it's a bit too much, it will be easier for people to navigate in their schema like this. So yeah, we basically I have to take every dialect possible. This will be fun to have a complete parser.
Yeah. Well, I guess you can use it like define a special custom type parser with the int identity with a space inside, and then you can just parse the
Yeah.
because one comma one is like a variable, right? So maybe you can parse it as ints and then convert them back as strings if you want to store them as strings.
Yeah. Do you want to do it, or do you want to follow for now and do a little bit?
I'll let you do this first one if that's okay with you.
Yeah, so basically we have the column parser and then the column type parser. So the column type parser, we will have, so as you saw, the custom column type parser, the custom column type parser. So basically we'll create just another one with the int identity, and basically we will have the number, so two parentheses with two ints, and so basically this parser is not very good because we reformat into strings the thing. Basically we forget for the space, so the type will be formatted and not like in the schema, but I think it's fine for now. So basically, as you see here, for example, we don't have the exact same value. It's just because it's parsed. So So I'm not sure why the test is not.
I think you have to add a space because when you reformat it, just here.
Yeah, but I don't know why the test is not launching again. Let's relaunch. So yeah, now this works. So basically, this doesn't work just because I reformat the value. And maybe I can not add this space on the formatter. Not sure if it's very interesting. So I can remove it here. So we have a little bit shorter type. So this works. So there we have the not null, but after we have a little different thing. So instead of just having the primary key, we have a constraint with the primary key, but we have the name into it. So this will start to be a bit more fun for now. So let's look at the parser, and basically it's on the primary key parser. So on the primary key parser, for now we just have the primary key, but we may have another one. So another option here, and we will not have only the primary key, we will have constraints and then primary key.
Then you have the constraint without the primary key.
Sorry?
Can you have the constraint without the primary key?
Basically the constraint, so you have the constraint, then the name of the constraint, then after you must have some kind of constraint, but basically maybe it may not be a primary key. So this will add some difficulty, but for now we just handle the primary key part.
Okay.
So we have the symbol constraint, then we will have some spaces, and then between we will have an identifier, and then basically so this is like name and name.
You can just drop name, you can just
drop. And basically that's to be explicit, but we can just remove this and have the just. So that's why just before we put an empty string and not just a boolean like some people suggested. So now we have this primary key, and I should add it here with the name of the primary key. So yeah, for now it's quite easy, so that's good. Then we have some name, so this should work out of the box, just have to adapt the type. Oh no. What's the problem? Yeah, there is 2 comma. Basically, this is my
sequence is complaining.
Sequences? Yeah, but because I had 2 comma, but now expecting comma to have 1 comma here, then name, varchar, default name. So where is the problem? At row 3, column 32.
What about varchar type? Is it coded with 1 number or 2 numbers?
It's just with one. It's just 1 number. So basically, this one should be handled by the default thing. So if I have a space, I would be in trouble. But now there is no space. Or basically, is it an identifier on the type? Yeah, basically this is an identifier, so identifier doesn't accept the space, so that's why it's not working.
So we have to create like a custom column type parser, varchar plus number, something.
Yeah, or maybe so instead of the identifier, so as you see, identifier is basically the get while. Get while just the get chomped string with the chomp if and the chomp while, so with the two conditions. And basically we start with an alpha num and then we stop also on the parentheses. So maybe you can just take the implementation here and just remove the parentheses thing, so we have everything except space. This should work. Yeah. So basically, for the default case on the type parser, I just get everything except until there is a space. So this should be better. Better, at least this makes this pass. And then we have some constraints. So here is the constraint without a constraint keyword, which is a check constraint, and we check that the name is bigger than four characters. So this will be quite new. So basically we have to go to the column parser, and we have a primary key parser, default value, and basically I'm not sure, but I think the check we can add a check at the end. Basically a check parser. Parser, we can duplicate the primary key one. So I have to expose it and import it here. Then I have the check. So for now, I will just have that. For the check parser, maybe we can just implement the check parser just on some tests here to see how it works. So I will remove this only and have the check parser. So why do we have some error? Triple, single. Oh, basically we broke the other parsers. That's nice. We will go back to that just after. Maybe you can just do the check one. Okay, basically the two pass, but basically they are not the one we want. We'll do some just a check, get it here. What we expect, I'm not sure. So basically for the primary key we expect just a string. Do we already have a type for the check? If we look at the parsed table, on the column we have a check which is just a maybe string. So basically on the check we may have a complex expression which is the check expression, and basically I just want to get the expression, not parse it inside, because it will be quite complicated. So the check parser will just return a maybe string, and this maybe string will be the content of the check. So this should be this.
This string, yeah.
Yeah, now it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's going to be tricky because you have additional parentheses inside.
Yeah. Yeah. That will be fun. So
So
basically,
you can't really go char by char because as soon as you encounter the first closing parenthesis, it will stop the parser, but the result is not satisfying.
yeah. Do you have any idea how we can have a counter to the number of open parentheses and then decrease it and stop when it's at 0?
I know in the documentation there is a multi-comment function in the parser library, and it works a little bit like this because they can be nested, and so it would be kind of a hack, but it would work. Just it would parse the entire string starting at the first parenthesis and ending at the last one, but it would kind of work. So the ideal solution would be to adapt this code to return the string and omit the enclosing parentheses.
Okay. How it's called?
Well, you have to go in the packages sources, but
Yeah. Yeah. So I will share with you my screen because you don't see my screen. You only see my
yeah.
IDE. More share screen. This one.
So you have the multiline comment, multi-comment, I think, something.
Yeah, I think I saw it. It will be on parser, I think.
Yeah, if you put multi something. Yeah, this one. So you see, it's nestable. So you specify like the first symbol and the last one, the start symbol and end symbol, and you specify if it's nestable or not. But it returns a unit, doesn't return anything, like doesn't return a string.
Okay.
At least you can parse it without failing the exact kind of expression. But it's not exactly what we're trying to do, but I think that's the closest thing that we can find in this library. And it's not really easy to adapt, I would say. It requires some work.
Yeah, because how about the chunks? So it's true. The fact that space coming to the definition is very important. So you would always succeed. Same is true for chunk one in JS. This possibility to succeed without construction. So if progress, okay. Not. Or maybe you can just look at how it's implemented. That's the nice thing of open source.
But you should go directly in the advanced layer, of course.
This one is not on the advanced part.
Yeah, but it refers to the advanced. So.
Okay.
I mean, as you wish.
Multicomment. We'll just look. So A is for advanced.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
But basically it's interesting to just look at
how
it's done. So on the advanced.
Yeah. So what's is interesting for us here is not nestable. Nestable.
Yeah.
That's the most interesting part for us.
Nestable command. So nestable command. What we have. Okay, I'm lost.
Yeah, and also you have to take into account the function after that, nestable help, which is used.
Yeah. Oh, and that's why That's the thing I was thinking, the
Yeah,
nest
exactly.
level.
That's where it uses like a counter to check how nested it is.
And can we just use the multiline command and then do the get chomped
Yes, we can. Yeah, of course we can. And we just have to strip the symbols, the starting symbols and ending symbols. I mean, it's kind of a hack, and the more the classier way would be to adapt the multi-command code for our specific need, but it would work.
I think we can start with that and then see if we want to dig a bit deeper. So basically, the get chomp string. So it's multiline command. So we'll take that. Multi-command, can import it. So we start with a parenthesis, and with a parenthesis. It's nestable. And it doesn't work, of course, because here we have the chomp string, and basically we have to succeed.
You have to succeed just something like map, or I don't know.
And then we have the string, and then for now we will just do this, but I think we should go to
maybe if you change succeed by map. Will it work?
Okay. Yeah, because we already have a parser. That's the thing. So now we still have nothing, but so we did a multi-command. Start with that, nestable. I will remove the succeed, so we won't pass into that. And we are expecting the parenthesis. Oh yeah, that's because we don't start with that. We start with a constraint, with a check.
The check, yeah. The check keyword.
Yeah, so basically here we need a succeed to add the, because we just want to take the chomp string here, so we'll do succeed. Not sure what to put here for now. We have
the identity or something.
Yeah, probably. So we have a check. We may have some spaces also, and then we will have the equal thing, and then maybe you can just put that and remove the map. So yeah.
Yeah, and now you have to drop the parentheses, like drop first, drop last or something.
Yeah. So I think that there is something like trim. So string.
You could also do it before the just, so you don't have to use maybe map.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. I think it's better. There is no trim left, and you can do drop right and drop left if we want.
Yeah, that's the easiest way.
From int.
And it's a safe call. It doesn't produce a maybe. I mean.
Yeah.
It's obvious, but.
But basically here we may have nothing. So what? So I will do some string dot drop left 1, in the drop right one. Then we put that in the adjust.
Yeah.
So now this works, but basically we also have the case when we don't have it. So basically, if we have nothing, no check, so we have nothing here, should have nothing here, and I think this won't work for now. Yeah, expectation symbol check, so we must have at this just succeed nothing. Yeah, okay. Good.
Good.
So we have our check parser. Can remove the
A little bit happy, but at least it's working for now for usage, and yeah.
Yeah.
The ideal solution would be to parse the expression, but would require a lot of strings.
Yeah, but basically the expression can be very complicated. So I won't go into that for now. But basically the thing I would
on the variant you use, and on the SQL variant, it's not the same syntax, so it would really be.
Yeah. And basically the only thing I would be interested is just to get the field that are used inside. So basically you can do some dependency for Azimut, but for now, yeah, we just
after that you could check that the fields have the same name. Would be nice.
Yeah. So basically, default, of course, there is no default, so we have nothing here. But so now we have a problem because this we should have the check. Check should be just this, and I think this doesn't work. Maybe yeah, that's because I don't map the check here. So parse column, the check is the last one. So that's something I doesn't really like on N part, is when we have some types, we have the variant, but we can't name the values here. And yeah, I think it's a bit a shame to not have the name of thing here.
I mean, if you want to name the variants, you would have to use a type alias.
Yeah, but because
you can still nest the type alias behind the type constructor.
Yeah, I did.
It requires a bit more work, but it's doable.
Yeah, it's doable, but to me it's not very friendly. Name like this, columns, but yeah, we have one level deeper. And yeah, it's not. And basically here you have the same thing. So primary key inner. So that's not very nice for now, but yeah, at least it's very simple. But so this work, but I think we broke some tests before. Yeah, nice. Maybe we can. We can try to fix them.
I mean, maybe when you remove the space after the comma, I think a lot of tests will fail on that. When you have a
where
with numbers.
Maybe you can take the cursor and edit the part.
I'm just trying to find where are the tests that are failing.
It's on current parser single. It's at the bottom of the on the file on line 83.
3 column parser. Yeah, this one.
It's
So you're taking the first one. Just trying to find my. Oh, okay, comma stop. Okay, that's another one. So column parser. You expect comma type to work. Column parser. So let's see in here. That should work actually. But what are we missing?
So are you looking on the single test or the multiple one?
I'm trying to work on the first that's failing, which is comma stop, column time parser.
Okay. So column type is not here. It's on the basic test.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, comma stop. So on the basic test. Yeah, here.
Comma stop. Okay.
And yeah, of course, because I removed it.
It should be removed. The test is not relevant anymore, isn't it?
No, because we may stop on the comma, because if you just, for example, on the first table, we have just the name and the type, and we want to stop. So basically, I was a bit too optimistic on
but
change.
The column type parser, it's not, since we are using the sequence is handling the commas, so column type parser doesn't have to be aware of the commas, you know?
But it is a for me, we should stop at the comma for the sequence to handle it, because if we hit the comma, there is no comma for the sequence, no?
Ah, okay, I understand what you mean. Okay.
Because we may have some comma, but basically when you have some numbers in parentheses, you have some comma and we hit them, and the sequence do not handle them. So basically, I think it's just
the get while is changing something maybe.
I think we should just go back to the identifier thing and take again the values, and just remove the opening parentheses, so that the ones are.
Where are we? Basic here. Okay.
So basically that was the previous code. So now everything should work except for others.
Yeah.
For the whip thing. So we fix that, but basically I think we have some nested thing here. Maybe we should no. I was thinking of the Multicomment, but not sure because it's. So here the problem is we have the numeric. So basically, this test is just easy because it just removes the space, so I have to remove it. But I can add the varchar thing because it was the one that we changed. So if we do the varchar, we have the varchar here, because basically for the bit varying we are on a special case, but not for the varchar. So this one won't work. Yeah. So what we could do, maybe have this thing and have an optional number after. So if I had a one-off.
Yeah, that's what I should. Yeah, that's what I would do. I guess, like having a type and define varchar as a type with a maybe int.
Oh,
And
you will just do this.
yeah, I guess so, something like that.
Yeah, but I think that there will be a lot more types with numbers and without. So
Spaces.
yeah, for me maybe I would go for here having a one-off here, or maybe having the identifier and then having an optional an optional number. So maybe you can remove the numeric which doesn't have the parenthesis.
Mm.
So we have a one-off. So basically identifier. So we have a succeed identifier. So identity for now. So okay, but after the identifier, we may have some number. So with a one-off, and either we'll have nothing, a number, or some numbers.
Okay, that's interesting.
Name, names, to be name. Doesn't work. So basically for the varchar, we should go on the identifier thing, and then one off. But we should go on the number.
Maybe you should go on, yeah, because nothing, it will stop at nothing, right?
Yeah. And basically the number and numbers
And
is
that
not.
should be the last one, but even numbers and number, how can you
Decide.
determine which one is the best one, you know?
Yeah.
You could still use backtracking, but it's not recommended option, and I'm not sure it's necessary here.
Yeah. What can we do? Because basically we have optional parentheses and then a list of ints. So basically, I think we can merge number and numbers with a list of ints. But I'm not sure how we can have that optional.
We could start. I mean, the numbers and number are starting the same way, like a parenthesis, then an int, and the difference is there a comma or a closing parenthesis?
Yeah.
So that's where you should go. I think so.
Yeah,
but that would require to change the implementation of number and numbers.
Yeah, but I think we can go with a sequence. For example, on va faire
yeah, maybe a full sequence with int.
number. Yeah. Numbers.
Yeah.
2, for example.
Absolutely.
We will have a sequence.
Yeah.
It will start with parentheses, comma, closing parentheses, some space. Then we have int inside,
Yeah.
and we have no trailing. So with numbers 2, type annotation, so list of int. But basically this should be optional. So we can put.
You can still wrap it in a one-off.
Yeah, but that's the other option of the one-off. I don't see how to write it. Because now I have the nothing part, but it's not nothing. It won't. Oh, basically I can do the.
Empty string is like nothing, right? In your case, in your domain.
Yeah.
do you make a difference between empty string and nothing, or?
No. So if we put the numbers here, we will do some parser.map, and we'll do string.join with a comma. Doesn't work. String.join took the, oh yeah, it's a list of strings, so basically, okay, names, nums, list, map, string dot from int, so here we have an identifier, and then we have
Almost there. I think after your string join, you should add the parentheses left and right. I mean.
Yeah. Oh, this worked. Didn't expect it to work, so nothing here. Okay, I think the nothing part works.
So produces it's a parser string, right? It's not a parser of maybe string. So the numbers 2 is a parser of string, and nothing is a parser of string. So it's working, but it depends what you want. Do you want like a string or a maybe string?
I think a string is fine, because at the end I would just concatenate it here. Maybe I can integrate this part to the numbers 2 parser to not have a list of int. Not sure where to put it.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. I will do that. So parser. Okay, it doesn't work, so here I have a string. So parse a list, and basically maybe I can remove this. I can put numbers everywhere. Character varying. A bit too optimistic. Character varying, and the type parser. Yeah, because there is some space. There is some space. So basically I can allow some space here.
It's weird because you already have spaces in the sequence, right?
Yeah, but the spaces are after the parentheses, I think, not before the first parenthesis. Because I think the sequence starts with a parenthesis, so if you don't have a parenthesis, it won't work. Expecting a parenthesis and we don't have it. So if I remove let's see if I remove the space, if it works. Okay, it works. So basically this is the space.
Or maybe you forgot to put some spaces between numbers and the numbers 2 and the type before. Maybe just that.
Yeah. That's why I did the spaces between the identifier and.
Thank you. Sorry.
And this, and I don't understand why it doesn't work. Because basically we have the identifier that stop at the end of the. Oh, I don't know. No, it's there. So it's on the column type parser. So we are not on the last part, but we are on character varying.
Yeah, it's the character varying
Yeah.
branch.
So this is there, and we have the symbol name. Then we can have some spaces, and then the parser.
Okay.
Okay, but I think it's the same for identifier. We have some spaces, and then maybe parentheses. Yeah, should be fine. So double precision. So maybe you can now remove the numeric thing, which is not a special case anymore. Yeah, and the double precision. So we have number, and maybe the numbers 2 will work on the double precision. Oh no, it shouldn't work because we need numbers. Yeah, we don't have parentheses.
Okay.
So we can remove the
Number and number.
yeah.
Yeah.
And rename it. Yeah, prefer that. So numbers or nothing. Okay. Great, we fixed the problem. No. Let's so I think everything worked. We have 200 tests passing. Do you have an idea how to launch test only on a directory? Maybe I can do some.
Yeah, I think you should be able to specify the directory.
Help. Watch and tests. Yeah.
See? Yeah.
Yeah, because tests are pretty quick, but.
Source. That's good.
Yeah. Data sources. SQL parser. Shit, I just have you. SQL parser. Dot. Watch. Doesn't work.
Maybe some. Yeah. Oh.
Run
We have
test.
to specify like the M extension file stuff.
Oh yeah, but it's not on the source, it's on the test part. No file found matching. Yeah, maybe I should add the. No.
Yeah.
Okay, it's. But basically, my tests are not on. They are on many folders. On. Oh. Yeah.
What if you put something like this?
Just, yeah, I think this should work, but basically I have one more level of nesting. So maybe this will work for nothing, but at least it should found the file parser and test data source.
Even, but we are in the new SQL. Yeah.
It's on the it's test with the S.
Of course, yeah, testing.
Okay, past 45 tests.
Seems wrong problem.
Yeah, I think it worked, and if I do a mistake, okay. Seems it only took. So.
This one is skipped, so it's okay. If it's normal.
Oh, okay. You're right. So if I broke something here, yeah. Okay, good. We are improving.
Yeah. Because this time the M test is not able to tell you if it's the full test are run or not. When you, as soon as you specify the directory, you don't have this guarantee anymore.
Yeah, but basically everything is inside this directory. There is no dependency on. So basically, this is just a new parser that is not used anywhere. So we have everything. But at least we don't have just one test. So at least it's better.
Yeah, good. Should we have the next line?
Yeah.
Text default delta character battery.
Yeah. So this one will be hard for this part. So we'll have a column named bio with kind text, and the default should be this. Yeah, and obviously it doesn't work. At least if I remove this, no, if I remove this, does it work? Still doesn't work.
Still doesn't work.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, my implementation of the default is very bad. If we look at the default thing here, I just try to match on the default. Oh yeah, basically we start with this. Do you know how to not be case sensitive? Because here it's a default in lowercase, but here I have the default in uppercase.
Well, I mean, the brute force case would be like one of the two symbols, but since SQL is case insensitive, you could like have a big convert to small to lowercase before using the parser, you know, and you choose to work in lowercase all the time or uppercase, your choice.
Yeah, but the thing is, I want to keep the
case on the tables and
on the user defined thing.
Yeah. Well, in that case, one of with the two keywords would be the way to go, I guess.
Yeah, probably. Let's
or we could maybe implement some
helper function.
Implement some. Yeah, I think we can do better than this. Like something more generic.
Yeah, I think I could extract that and just maybe I will do, but for now just let's make it work.
Yeah.
And then we can refactor a little bit. So still doesn't work. Maybe you can go to the specific test, so it will be easier. So on the default thing, lowercase. If I take this, should be so there is two things: the lowercase and the space.
Yeah.
Type with space. I'll take the lowercase. So I expect lowercase to work. Now we have the. So type with space doesn't work. Yeah, the lowercase work.
Okay.
So that's fine. But basically the type with space doesn't work. So we have the default, which is good. Then space, and then we have either quoted something. Yeah, but basically we quote something. Is a quote need because that's the thing that's not great is I will speed down. Basically, on the here on the quoted parser, I think I will need something inside. But even now, as you see, on the typed value, I lose the the quote.
Single quotes, yeah.
I lose a single quote, and that's not great. I think it should be something like this to be more understandable.
Yeah.
And maybe this should also have the quote to have the default thing just after. So you know the thing, and yeah. I knew it won't be great, and yeah, now we have some trouble. So here maybe I can just add them. It's ugly, but at least it will work.
Maybe you can just duplicate the quoted parser to return quoted. Just change the operator. Like instead of ignore, you put keep. Can I try it?
Yeah.
So if I put it this way, like let's call it keep something up, and you just do that and this, and so that would give you 3 strings. So here you would have quote string or maybe start and you would do start string plus end, something like that. Is it working?
We have.
Happy to get the chump string or something, I think.
Yeah, because the jump if doesn't return anything. Yeah.
Oh. This way, but.
I think as we know, the first thing we don't need to keep them, but just add them because we have the first and the last as parameter.
Oh.
Maybe it would be easier to just
easier.
set the first and last instead of trying to get the jump if thing.
So we would have something like that, and just first, last.
Yeah, but they are character and not string.
So it would be. We have to.
Do we have a string from car or something like that?
I think so. Or we can use cons. I think. But yeah, that's.
From sure. Something like that?
Yeah. String char. Not very elegant, but at least it's working.
Yeah. So basically now I have to export it, and we can have quoted parser keep. Can remove this. So yeah, will be better, but that's not the only problem.
The problem now is that we have to, every time we use the default value parser in the test, we have to add the single quotes.
Yeah, but
the question is, do you really want to keep them?
Yeah, I think it would be better because you know the type because they are quoted.
It can be literal also, like
yeah, just a number. Yeah, if you look at the test.
Indeed, yeah. Okay.
So I think this part is fine, but
We could also do something nice like create a type for default, which is either int or string. And if it's an int, we can just keep the int. And if it's a string, we can drop the single quotes and keep the string as it is.
yeah, but basically that's the previous behavior because we didn't keep the code. But basically, when you have some complicated types, it won't make sense. For example, if you look at the at this line with a big int array,
Yeah.
it's a bit harder to you can remove the code, but it starts to not make sense. And I think maybe just keep the text after the default will make the most sense for the user, at least until I do some proper parsing of it.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe better, yeah.
And same for the character varying. Basically, if you have empty string, it will be strange to remove the quotes. So yeah, I think we can just keep the quotes, but for now we have the problem with the types after, and basically that's a bit a shame that these types are different than the previous type because, as you see, character varying here, or maybe begint is also maybe they are the same. And here, instead of having not space, I should put a column type parser. Maybe do some column and then the get type parser. Column type parser.
Yeah, that way you can reuse everything you did before.
Yeah, with the column type parser, yeah, that's the goal to reuse that. But I'm not so sure it will work. Basically, for the character varying, we have no number after. So, and here we require some numbers. So maybe we can just have some
can you
optional numbers.
like a new line, like custom column type parser character varying and like nothing after that?
Yeah, I think so. We should have the one-off thing for character varying. We factor that because now it's not good, but just let's see if it works. Still doesn't pass the type with space. Character varying. Don't know why it doesn't work.
Unexpected char 19.
It's a shame it doesn't show what is the unexpected char.
Yeah, it would be really useful.
Yeah. So it's tenth. So yeah, basically that's a double semicolon, but I think they are expected because we have them just before. Yeah, because to me we have this symbol. Don't know.
Oh, do you keep the symbol?
No, but I think I add them. Oh no. Yeah, here I add them back. Attends, but yeah, but basically I should add them just here. It will be better to have this clause and remove that. So this should be the same thing, but so I keep the symbol.
Teach on column 10. Yeah. That's weird. It's like it's succeeding before.
Yeah, or maybe it use the identifier thing. No, I don't think so. Do you have an idea how to know which parser is used on the one-off part? Maybe you can just remove the nothing and we'll see if you have the same error. Okay.
The problem is that you.
Yeah, a lot of. Okay, no.
If you really want to see, you can just make your parser fail, like remove a letter in default, and you will see that.
Okay. Yeah, but if I just take just one. I don't. So if I remove the identifier, it should be the same thing. Yeah. So basically, it's not identifier. It's not the quote. So and basically, it's not the succeed here. So yeah, basically we move to the quoted and then on the columns terms type parser. Unexpected car on column 10. Column 10 is yeah, basically it's the two column. But I don't know because we have this symbol.
If we so first we have the default clause, then we have two single quotes, and then what? Two single quotes, it means that it will succeed the first one up with quoted parser keep.
Yeah.
I guess. Then it should go to the next branch, one of succeed. It should find the symbol. It doesn't find it. And then column time parser.
Or maybe the column type parser just take. No, I think we have an empty string on the string part of the quoted parser keep. So.
But we should have the brackets, right?
It's not a bracket. It's a quote. What the fuck? Just symbol. So let's add some value inside and see if it changes something. Oh yeah, now it works.
Oh, so it expects something.
Yeah, so when I add a value inside the code, it works. So basically, this is a problem, I think, with a quoted parser keep. So we do a jump if. I think the get while can take 0 character. Oh no, because there is a jump if also.
Question I'm asking.
Yeah.
So what if jump if fails? I mean, what if the character is not what is expected, it will not fail, right? Just not parse anything.
I don't know. Maybe you can write some tests for that because now it's a bit complicated.
That should be obvious, but I'm not familiar enough to the library.
So let's write a test for quoted parser. So with empty here. Like that, and should be empty. Not sure how it works with many only on the test, so okay, this doesn't work. Why I have many two failed, but I have an only thing. So let's relaunch. It's strange. I have a only on the parser thing. Oh yeah, okay. It's because
it's not in the same suite.
yeah. So let's just launch everything, and as we have the only, it will.
So
So basically, the empty doesn't work on the quoted parser.
So quoted parser expects something inside.
Yeah. And that's not the ID. So we chomp if the first. So basically, I think the first chomp if will remove the first quote.
Yeah.
And the chomp while, the get while, what it does, it the chomp if start. Okay, because we have two start. Okay. I get it. So I can't choose the get while here. So because I shouldn't do the chomp if here.
Yeah, we did it already.
Yeah, we already did it. Chomp while last. Okay. So this. Still not work. But I think we can move the chomp if inside.
Instead different from last because you chomp it again after that.
Yeah, it will be different, yeah, you're right. Okay. Oh yeah, and I should not move this inside to not give them. Okay. This work. Chomp while. Okay, and basically we need the same thing here. Okay, so now I can remove this. We have just one failing test. And the type we space. And it's a create table with schema, code and default. Yeah, basically that's just a bad test. The no name should have some code.
Good.
Oh, good. Good. So yeah, but basically we just use the same parser for this and this, and I think this is good.
Yeah, that's a very good thing. I mean, I think it's syntactically correct. When you see like syntax diagrams, they will reuse the same expressions like type definition and stuff.
Yeah, but basically I have the link to the syntax diagram. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, but yeah, I think I will just implement because they are too complicated and there is too much thing. So for now, just put them on the side and see later to improve.
It's very complex indeed.
Yeah.
Good.
So now I can just change that. How?
Next one should be easier.
Next one, yeah. So profile ID, we have profile ID with int, and then we have, so it's a foreign key. So foreign key I have string and foreign key string, foreign key ref. So the name and that.
Oh, nice.
Public table ID. Okay. So basically now we have to go inside the constraint thing. Yeah, because here we have a primary key thing, but it's not a primary key. Basically, it's more like a constraint.
Yeah.
And inside the constraint, we have some primary key. But I don't really know how to handle the. We may have a constraint, and we also may have just primary key. Maybe we should have two parser.
Yeah, maybe you could keep one for primary key and add a separate one for constraint parser, and then you just pass the constraint independently.
Constraint parser. Oh. So constraint parser, we expose it.
I don't know if they have to be in a given order. I mean, do you have to write primary key first or last, or does it matter? I don't know if it matters or not.
Don't know. I will have to study a bit more SQL. But here I will have the identifier, and then now I can reuse. So I can remove that and reuse this for now.
Yeah.
And does it work if I replace the constraints parser? Yeah, so I broke everything. I have the symbol, some identifier, and then primary key. Yeah, I miss the only primary key thing. So you have a constraint identifier and primary key, or nothing, or I may have just the primary key.
Yep. Yeah, if I'm adding a new.
Yeah. So I miss the primary key. Yeah, because the primary key now is here. So basically we have a constraint.
It's just before.
So you can go to Multiline. Okay, so basically we have the primary key only that work, but we have also the constraint parser. And basically the thing that will be complicated with the constraint is to differentiate the constraint, because we have several constraints.
There's a lot of different constraints type.
Yeah. So for now we have constraint primary key and we have constraint reference. Identifier, and then we have a one-off. Can try to implement things and see how everything will fit after. So I have a constraint and an identifier, which is the name of the constraint, and then after a keyword. So either primary key, but also foreign key. Foreign key. And the foreign key, I will have this thing. So it's a parse column. It's a foreign key ref. And for the foreign key ref, I will have a keyword which is reference. And then my foreign key parser. It has the same type as this one. Don't know for now.
Can I do it?
Yeah. Just finish the identity. So basically so what we have a maybe, we don't have a maybe, we always have it, I think. What do you think of this?
Yeah, it looks nice.
Okay. Yeah, and basically it doesn't work on the type, so let's remove this for now. So you want to do the foreign key ref parser?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So we agreed that this is what we are trying to parse, something like that, right?
Yeah, but basically only the profile is required. The first and the last part are optional.
Okay. So I think there is several approaches to this problem, but obviously we have several cases, so we will be using one of, I think, and then we have so foreign key. Okay, so it could be something like let's say succeed. Just this for now. Identifier. Then we have a symbol as a dot. Then we have another identifier and another symbol as a dot. Oh, symbol is better. And the last identifier, right?
Yes.
So that's just the start. But obviously this will not cover. I don't know if I have a format on save or something, but what?
Yes, there is a format on save. Maybe just on my side. Yeah, I think I'm the only one to have it because you don't have time to configure.
Yeah, that's okay. So let's say we have something like that.
Can just save so it will format.
Yeah.
It's a collaborative work.
Of course. So after that, we would. Sorry, we would.
You will need to put them in the structure.
Schema. The first is a schema, right?
Yeah. The schema, table, and column.
so we get those three values, and we can just map it to foreign key ref, I think, so we don't even need that.
I don't think so because there is some maybe in the foreign key
sorry.
ref.
So let's go back and let me check the definition.
The first and the
Okay.
last.
Okay, the table is required. Okay, great. Let me go back. Okay, so that would be foreign key ref with a just schema with a table and just column.
Yeah.
The problem is that if we don't have the schema or if we miss the column, this will not pass. And if we write the next one here, like we would write something like basically the same, but we drop the, let's say the schema is missing, so we would make like identifier, which would be the table, and then we would also, I'm just missing this. Whoop. And yes. Here we would have a so again a symbol for the dot and another identifier. The problem here is that since we already entered the first parser, we will not be able to go back to the second branch.
Yeah.
So it would just fail if it doesn't meet the three identifiers. Which is why I think one of the way we can achieve that is by using backtracking here. I know it's kind of not recommended. I mean, we should use with caution.
Yeah.
But
don't you think you can just have one and then the two other are optional? And then after that, we do some magic trick.
Well, we could do it. That's one way to do it, but it requires some manipulation. I mean, once you have the two, yeah, we could do it this way. Your choice.
Yeah,
Also,
we can try some backtracking. This is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I can add it to.
Yeah, I will import it.
Yeah, if you can import it from me, I'd like a shortcut for that.
Where is it? It's backtracking. Do you have the correct spelling?
Backtrackable, I think. More backtrackable, something like that. I'm wondering how.
Yeah,
how do we
backtrackable.
decide? I mean, if we have only two identifiers, okay, how would we decide if it's the schema or the column?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we can go for table and column, and I think it will be the most use case. And maybe it depends on the dialect, but let's go for table and column if we only have two.
Okay, so let's say table and column, and then we would have foreign key with nothing, the table, and just column. Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you just had backtrackable, you can. What does backtrackable do?
Well, basically, if you don't put it, you will enter this branch, and if the parser starts jumping characters with identifiers, it has to succeed in this branch.
Okay.
But if it doesn't meet the last one, it will fail. When you add backtrackable, it gives you the opportunity to go back and try the second branch instead.
Okay.
But you can't put the second branch before, because it will succeed all the time before trying the next one, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. And so
this should be used with caution, but in my opinion, I think that's a good example, a good place where we can use it. it's not too expensive. I hope this way is not too expensive.
Okay, good. And we need the third case also. So basically, the second one should be backtrackable also.
Third case would be only the table, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we could use backtrackable here too, and add the last one here, which would be only identifier, which should be mapped succeed table foreign key nothing table nothing whoop check and this
yeah.
way. I think so.
Okay, great. So
I don't know.
yeah, we have this parser, but we are, I think, far from having this part passed because we may be in trouble. So for now we have foreign key parser, and basically here for the constraint parser we can't return a string, and I don't know what to return because we should have after that a one-off, and even if we have some interesting thing here, we should go to the create table thing and do something with the constraint. So I don't know how to handle the constraint and put it. So we can have some a type.
Yeah, you can put the constraint directly in the parse column, don't you think?
Yeah, but there are different columns for now. So we have primary key, foreign key here, and the check here.
Yeah.
So basically they are at different place. So maybe you can just have the.
Is it possible to add a new field in column, or is it not relevant?
A new field. What do you mean?
I mean a new in parse column.
Yeah.
Like would add the same way we add primary key and check and
Okay,
foreign key add constraints, something
yeah,
like that. I don't know if it's relevant or not.
Yeah, you mean this? I think the constraint, for example, at the end. But basically, it's, I would like to not do that because on the constraint you may have some primary key. So basically you have duplicate parts. So I think we should,
Okay.
for example, use a parsed constraint and pattern match on it to put it where we want. Can start doing this on the parser. So if we do a constraint parser, we'll have maybe constraint. Not sure if we will keep the maybe later, but and then here we'll have parser.map name. So the primary parser will return a maybe string, but I think for the primary key we will. Yeah, that's hard because no, this one is not fine for it. For this one, because the primary key you will need a list of columns for the primary key. For now, for when you have it on the column line, you will have just the column, but we don't have access to the column name here. So this won't work. We should probably do another type to hold this. Maybe you can just do a type, not parsed column constraints. So we have primary key with a string name.
Yeah.
We have foreign key with a string name and also foreign key reference. let's start with that. So with a column constraint, so we have a maybe column constraint, so either we have nothing or a constraint. Then here we have parser.map. So here we have, so this is a maybe name we have this there. So if I do a primary key name, this won't work. Yeah, because I have a maybe name, but now I don't have a maybe here. If I have a constraint and a primary key, it should work. So I think this one, I can't reuse this one here.
Or you can just, instead of primary key parser, you can just use symbol primary key.
Yeah.
If we want it to work.
Yeah, primary key, and basically the name is the identifier here. So we have name constraint, and we have, yeah, basically we don't have string here. We have a string, so basically this is ugly for now, but
yeah, but
name
is easy to refactor.
Yeah. So
you can just drop the operator, the ignore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and this is not a primary key, this is just primary key. What is not working? So I have constraint, identifier. If I assemble primary key, I would just do a primary key. Oh, I should do a succeed. Succeed primary key. Something like this. No.
So the one of maybe should have the keep operator instead of the ignore at the beginning of this line.
Where?
Line 123, sorry. Remove, change the operator at the beginning to keep the result. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still not good.
Yeah, still not good. So we have a maybe string. And oh yeah, it's a just here.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the name and the constraint. So we may have some primary key, and we may have some foreign key, some foreign key parser. Parser.map foreign key. So now I have that, and basically it's here. I should pattern match on the constraint to put the constraint where it's needed. So case constraint of, if I have, but yeah, now I have a lot of primary key things, so I will column primary.
Yeah, column constraint. No. Naming.
Yeah.
That's the main problem in computer science.
Always. So it's column primary key. Basically, I should move that here and expose it with variant. So now I can import it, and here I can import it also. So if I have a primary, or otherwise I have ref. Why does it complain here? Require person colon constraint and have found maybe. Why does yeah, there is a maybe, but does
because you expect the constraint in the
just nothing. Don't. Okay. Still not happy. Yeah. Name.
Okay.
Still not happy, don't know why. Because name is already used. Constraint name. And constraint name. Okay, now he's happy. So here I do nothing. On the primary key, so here the primary key is a maybe, but I will take this one or another one. So maybe primary key if I just have the primary key. So basically in the language I should not have both. So I can do or else. So basically the primary key, so parse column, primary key just a maybe string. Okay. So just a maybe string. So I have this maybe string or just constraint name. Why it doesn't want to import it? Because I have this here. Yeah, no, you want don't know. So basically, it's just a helper I wrote. So the or else is just you have one maybe or another maybe, and just you have the results. So yeah, I think this is fine for this part. Now it's for the foreign key. So foreign key, I don't have foreign key for now. So foreign key, it's a string and ref. So it's just constraint name and ref. And here I do nothing. So seems to be better, but it's not good enough. Not sure what we missed. So basically we have the constraint parser, we have the constraint and identifier. We only have the primary key, it's fine. And then if we have a foreign key with some reference and foreign key, this is fine. And otherwise, if we don't have the constraint, so basically, if we don't have the constraint thing, it will not enter here. We will have nothing. And then after, we may enter in the primary key if the primary key thing is not consumed by the constraint parser, because the constraint parser is before the primary key parser. So to me it should work, but doesn't.
Loic, I'm running low on battery, so I will just get my cable and be back in a minute, okay?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Sorry.
Thanks. James, thank you for your comments, James. Very happy you looked at the stream. I think we will try to finish this and then stop, as we did 2 hours already. Unexpected char. So maybe I will write some more specific tests. So primary key, parser. So this one can be here. Primary key, constraint parser. I'll just write some tests for the constraint parser.
Back.
Ah, you are quick.
Yeah.
PK primary key.
We're testing the constraint parser.
Yeah, but basically I have no idea why we have some error, so let's
Okay.
do some smaller tests and
Yeah.
we will see that. Only that. So constraint parser, we have just a string. So we have primary key and then primary key column. Okay, so this one is passing.
Okay.
Foreign key constraint.
Which case is failing?
It's a foreign key case.
Okay.
It has some reference. Schema dot table dot column, and then we have some column foreign key schema, just schema table column, just column. Okay, and this one doesn't work as expected. So
The reference is unexpected something, huh? Looks like
unexpected
it.
car. So we have a lot of unexpected car. I think we may have a problem with foreign key ref parser, basically because the other one doesn't do many things. We have reference, and then here identifier. Maybe I will just write a test for the foreign key ref parser, so
Yeah.
will be easier. Foreign key ref parser.
I think there is a spaces missing in the foreign key parser, but that might not be the error, but it should be there.
Okay. So the foreign key parser works. Oh yeah, maybe we after the reference, yeah, basically we miss some space here
Yeah.
between the reference and the foreign key parser.
I don't know if it's enough to make it pass, but it should be it. That's it?
Yeah, here is foreign key. So it's working, and basically even the table is working. So good. Well done. So yeah, I think it's quite good. Maybe you can take five minutes to do small refactor we mentioned, and then just finish the stream, or do you want to just finish now?
I'm okay to continue just a bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So we talked.
Now that I have my charger with me.
Yeah. We talked about a few. So this one we talked about extracting this.
Yeah.
Don't know how to call the thing. Maybe keyword.
Keyword is already
Yeah.
a something in the library, so it might be
Yeah.
something like case insensitive or something.
Yeah. Better. Insensitive. So I will take a string and then return.
Parser.
So I'm not sure.
No, unit. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but
Unit,
yeah. Let's define the type later. So
you want to write it?
yeah, but basically it's just this.
Yeah.
So it's name, and we have name string to uppercase to upper, and name string to lower, and it doesn't work.
You need a comma between the two.
Yeah, of course. Thanks.
And yeah, but the type is pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Do we? Yeah. This will work.
Yeah.
Because
So.
insensitive. Do we have some symbol thing? Because insensitive symbol maybe? Because before we have some symbol here, and so maybe we have symbol insensitive.
Oh yeah.
It's a symbol.
I know there's also a keyword function in the end parser library, but I don't really got the difference between symbol and keyword. Not sure. I know that keyword is able to backtrack a little bit. I mean to see if the next character is valid or not. But I don't know if they are implemented the same way or not.
This keyword actually looks ahead one character to make sure this is not a letter number. Okay, but basically keyword look ahead. So basically, if you have symbol here, it will match, and here it will not match. It expects something not a letter, I think.
Yeah, but in that case, what's the difference between symbol and token? Because token takes the characters without peeking after.
I don't know token, so let's take a look. Token parse exactly the given thing without any regard to what comes. Yeah, but basically token, you will match the. So what is it? Is
what's the difference between token and symbol?
Between token and symbol.
Yeah, if both are behaving the same.
Yeah. Between between token and keyword, I understood, but between token and symbol, I don't know. So string parser, a symbol. What is symbol? String parser. Basically, they have the same signature.
But whatever, it's not important.
Yeah, but yeah, interesting. Symbol and token, I don't really know. parse symbol like good fit. A token, what do they say? Parse exactly the given string without any regard to what comes next. A potential pitfall when parsing keywords is getting tricked by variables that start like a keyword with line. Especially likely if you have some white space parsers that consume 0 character. So let keyword parser define the token and trick a pick ahead of it. So basically token is used inside the keyword.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, the keyword use
Actually,
the token.
symbol and token, they have exactly the same implementation in the library. They are equivalent semantically.
Okay, so basically maybe it's just an alias.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But this is strange. I'm not used to that in Elm libraries.
It doesn't change anything. I mean, using symbol or token would be exactly the same result, but we have to be aware of the difference between symbol and keyword, for example. They are not the same.
Yeah, but that's strange to have two functions doing the same thing. But anyway, so let's say symbol insensitive. So this can be interesting, and I think this should be moved here. Maybe here. So expose. So we talked about this. Check. What else did we talk about? Except the last thing we did. It's ugly, but let's sure we will refactor it right away.
Yeah, sometimes it's usually this one.
Okay, I don't remember any other refactoring we talked about. Okay, so if you think it's fine, I think we are fine. So yeah, this one is not very good, but not sure we can do much better easily. Do you have some idea for this?
Well, at first I was not really aware of the difference between like primary key syntax and foreign key, but you can have something like constraint primary, constraint reference for the foreign key, and just primary keys, all right? Something like that?
So can you repeat, sorry?
So you have the if you want to define primary key, you have the primary key, just like simple case.
Yeah.
And you have the constraint primary key.
Yeah.
But you also have the constraint reference, which is a foreign key, right?
Yes, that's right.
Huh.
And basically, you won't have primary key and constraint primary key in the same column, but you can have either each one. So that's why we have constraint and primary key, and basically you won't have both here, but
yeah. I don't know how I could. I mean, in terms of results, you have either a primary key with a constraint or not, or a foreign key with a constraint.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should be able to reduce those three cases to two, one for the primary key and one for the foreign key.
I think we can do some let thing and then assign just this and this and put it, if I do some let, and I have some primary key and foreign key.
Oh, yeah.
So we have nothing, okay, just lost. So we have nothing. Here we have for the primary key we'll have that.
Yeah.
For the foreign key we'll have that. And basically here for the primary key we'll have that.
And also here, yeah.
So we'll always have this primary key, and for the foreign key we'll have just this.
And then you can replace in the parse
Yeah.
comment.
Primary key and foreign key, and remove all this.
I don't know.
So yeah,
maybe it's simpler.
yeah, I think it's a bit better, but not that far. Less repetition. Okay, I think we can stop now.
Yeah. Okay.
So thanks a lot, Antoine. It was very fun to code with you.
Yeah.
And thanks everyone who watched. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.
I will just stop the live. Stop the live. Arrêter la diffusion. Ok, cool, fini.